Hello everyone, Namaste and Ahoy. Welcome back to my channel. This is Arsh this side. Today I'm going to shoot the second video of my economics ASAP series, and the topic for today's series, which you must have guessed from the thumbnail, is studying history of economic thought. Now in this video we will be discussing four main subtopics. The first one being that what is history of economic thought, or I call it HET in abbreviation, all about. Then why are we even discussing about this subject? And the third one is that what is the present status of teaching as well as studying history of economic thought in academia. And fourthly, and the most important part of this video, that what are your views about it? What are your views about this subject? Now, HET in simpler terms is nothing but studying economics from the historical context, basically studying the history of economics. It uncovers the key methodological revolutions within the economic theory that shape the current state of economics as a science. And there are two major aspects which it uncovers in economics, the first one being philosophical and the second one being political. In a nutshell, HET explains the journey from philosophy, from philosophers to political economy to economics as a science which we study today in universities. Now the reason we are discussing HET as a subject today in this video is that because the research says that economics as a discipline, economics as a subject, as a social science subject is very much pluralist in nature. Meaning that there are a lot of economists, there are a lot of ideologies, there are a lot of methodologies which have shaped the economics which we study today. However, the problem is that even though economics is a pluralist discipline, the transmission to it via teaching is quite similar, in a way that in universities, in academia, we are only taught the neoclassical approach, or the dominance of neoclassical approach in economics education prevails in universities. And this is a core problem of economics education which is accepted among scholars today. Then Joseph Schumpeter wrote a book, History of Economic Analysis, contributed a lot to this subject. He says that there are two major aspects of history of economic thought. There are two major important aspects of it. The first one is that studying and teaching HET leads to pedagogical enhancement. Meaning that in order to understand current state of economics, it is important to understand its historical roots. I mean, that goes in every subject, right? In order to understand the laws of nature, in order to understand the laws of physics, you need to see how these laws actually evolved. Then Schumpeter also says that studying and teaching HET also leads to creation of new ideas, right? So when you are studying various perspectives in economics, you might create more ideas using those perspectives. Then the other benefits or the other positive implications which I witnessed when I was studying this subject is that it offers a wide paradigm perspective, right? Because you're studying a lot of economists, you're studying a lot of methodologies. Then I also realized that in my undergraduation, learning and following only one approach, which is a neoclassical approach, mostly the neoclassical approach, blindfolds me to other existing approaches, right? And before studying the subject, I didn't even know what is ordoliberalism, but what is Austrian economics. And studying HET helped me to understand the Great Recession from various perspectives, right? We all know that Adam Smith was the father of economics, but do we know that he was a philosopher first and then economist? So, and even Adam Smith was, even though he's known as the father of economics, he has also been influenced by many philosophers and economists during his time. The status quo of this subject is that even though there are a lot of important implications of HET, the trend of teaching HET has been declining in universities all around the world, and in some universities it has completely been taken off the books. However, the interesting fact is that the number of publications in the subject of history of economic thought has been increasing during the same duration of time. Now we did our own research in context of India, and we saw that in the top 10 universities in India according to NIRF rankings, only one university offers the history of economic thought in its economic curriculum as a compulsory subject, and one university offers it as an optional subject. Now, even though there are a lot of positive aspects of HET, of teaching and studying HET, there are a lot of criticisms also. So, for example, there are a lot of negative impact also. So, as we know, time is constrained. Like you have only 3 years in undergraduation and 2 years in graduation, and you need to see that whether you will study the theoretical and historical perspective of economics, or you will spend your time in learning new softwares and statistical analysis or empirical analysis, which actually helps you getting a job, right? The employers will not ask you whether you have learned history of economics or not. So the practical relevance of today's world has diminished, right? Then you must be wondering whether you should study HET or not. So if you think that you want answers to these questions, right? So how did economics evolve as a science, right? Who was the last classical economist? Who are Austrian economics? How does their economics work? Who is Friedrich Hayek? And was Adam Smith a philosopher or economist or both? So, and what is ordoliberalism, which actually led to the successful German economic miracle? So if you want to know the answers of these questions, I think you should study HET. Now, the last point of this video is what are your views? So what do you think? Do you want to study history of economic thought in your economics curriculum, right? So I mean, you should apply your own strategy and your own critical analysis and see whether studying HET is the right fit for you or not, right? So that is all from my side. Thank you so much for hearing me, and I want to thank my professors who taught me history of economic thought course. As a result, I could make this video and transmit it to other viewers of this video. Thank you so much. Happy learning.